All right, welcome back, everybody. It's me, Burrito. Today we are going to be doing probably one of the top priorities for level 90. I know I kind of messed around Kashyyyk there for a while, but we've completed Mustafar, become its champion, saved the galaxy like 2 times there at least. But now it's time to get into more galaxy saving and big problems with the township of Aurilia. So right now we're on Dathomir and we're out in the wilds. But you can see I got this waypoint down here. Once you're level, I think it's 75 or 70, you'll be able to enter Aurilia, which is guarded by a shroud of fog that's easy to get lost in. So you can't do this before then. Similarly, the content there for combat is scaled up to basically level 90. Sometimes you need friends to do it. So I'd recommend that if you're just got level 90, or maybe you use your level 90 knowledge holocron on Legends and you don't quite have a good weapon and set of gear yet, or maybe you're still new getting your bearings, I'd recommend doing this stuff at least with one other player. You don't need a full group. You don't even need to get meta about it. Like, you don't need to get a medic or a officer or whatever, but just get somebody's hand. But if you are level 90, you got some good armor, got a weapon, you're buffed up, like I am right now, you can feel free to take this on yourself. If you've watched my level 90 starter guide video, then you know I've talked about Aurelia quite a bit and showed you where to get quests starting and things to do there. The important part of Aurelia being, of course, getting access to the core dungeons in the game, which are known as heroics, and there's 5 of them. So we're going to be doing the prerequisite quests to getting access to those, as doing a little bit of other things, such as touring around the city. But here's this city of Aurelia. The very first thing you should do is come over to the southeast side of the city where this big shuttle is here and talk to Maximilian. And then you get quest receive. Aurelian travel says, hello, welcome to Aurelia. I am the travel liaison for the township. I will notify all my counterparts across the galaxy so that you may now travel here via our charter system. How does that work? We have Aurelian contacts scattered throughout the galaxy. If you find one, they will be happy to shuttle you back here for a small fee. And what do? You just come talk to me anytime you need transport from here. So if you talk to him right now, the only options you really get, though, are starports, which these are starports that you can find Aurelia contacts at commonly. So, for example, oh, hey, it's AOC. He's running that's AOC Andy on Twitch. He's running heroics right now. But if you click one of those, you get traveled over to here. I just kind of, he gave me a high five. I looked at him, and then I ditched him. So we're already back at the trade outpost. So you can see that's kind of handy for getting around, but there is a starship terminal nearby that can serve a similar purpose for getting around the starports. But you could now question, well, how do you get back there without driving out there all the way? Well, there's an easy thing to do. Since you spoke with Maximilian, you can find any of the Aurelia contacts around the galaxy. So let's go to Coronet. All right, so if we're in Coronet and we go into the starport right over this way, you'll notice that there is an NPC here called Aurelian Contact. They might look different for you. Their NPC's image isn't locked in other than their clothes, so their alien species may change, but if you speak with them, you can say how much, and then you can pay 2,500 credits, and then they'll give you the option to go right back to Aurelia, which will dump you right in the middle of the city. Bam. Here we are. So right now, Maximilian doesn't do too much useful for us, but he will give us direct transportation to a lot of the heroics around the game. Speaking of those being most of the core heroics I talked about earlier, and well, some Legends ones, here are the starship terminals I was talking about. They're right across from Maximilian, which allows you to travel, launch and manage your ship here. Some of you may remember that for a period of time on live that you actually had to be an ace pilot also to get into Aurelia and do anything here. That's no longer a thing. It's just the combat level. Profession doesn't even matter once you're level 70 or 75, like I said. Traders, you can come here. Entertainers, you can come here. You don't have to be swinging a weapon to enter Aurelia. But the next thing I would recommend doing after you get acquainted with Maximilian is come over to this structure right in front of this guild hall back here and speak with Rohak. He is the town elder. He'll say, welcome to the township of Aurelia, friend. Forgive me, but can I ask you a favor? I'd be happy to help you. And then you would say, Alex, the favor is such. I have misplaced some figurines throughout the area. Please locate them for me. And we'll see if we get a box of achievements if we accept this. So the box of achievements is a great item as it'll take some currencies that you've earned from doing heroics. Specifically, there are tokens. And then these tokens are used to buy items off vendors. You'll also earn other tokens around the game, such as Restless Accommodations if you've been PvPing, Flashpoint Accommodations if you've been PvPing and Flashpoints, etc. But we have to find 6 of his figures, and they also kind of give us a little lore and explanation. The first one's really easy. It's right in the center of town near the mayor. Rorak says, I left the figurine by the crystal. I should have realized the crystal flows with great power, all due to the force, of course, which is this crystal right here that the mayor loves to stand in front of and get rained on all day in Dathomir. So next we gotta go find the other ones. So let's go into the guild hall. That's a really good place to get acquainted with early, as we'll be coming back in and out of here frequently later. I'm not going to speak too much about the other NPCs in here yet, but if you come right over here behind this pillar near the Imperial Snow Trooper, you can find the next figurine, which, as you can tell, these are just scaled down versions of Rohak with slightly different appearances. Kind of weird that he has a bunch of little minifigs of himself that seem to be somewhat sentient, but I'm not going to question it. But Rohak does say, I do enjoy visiting the Adventurers Guild Hall. It's still quite new to Aurilia, but we expect it to thrive and grow in the coming years. Anyone seeking adventures should visit the guild hall from time to time. You should most assuredly find out what you seek, and that's a good hint of where to start some of your prerequisite quests. But again, before we do that, we're going to come out here to the skeleton of this beast and speak to this small figurine or bow to it. Rorak comes back up again and says, I enjoy spending time with these ancient bones. I often wonder about the creatures which they once belonged. One day I shall investigate them more thoroughly. I don't know why. I guess somebody put them like, I really want everyone to see these bones, but to my knowledge, you never really need to go back to those bones. But if we come around here into what looks to be this prison complex, which totally is, we can speak to this figurine. Rorak says, Melache is an unpleasant individual, most unpleasant indeed. It was his capture that ushered Aurelia's era of peace and prosperity. Had events gone otherwise, I fear our village might have perished. Then if we come right across from here in the northeast end of the city and we go up this ramp all the way to these observation towers, and we speak with this bow to this figure, Rorak says, yes, I was looking out across the land surrounding Aurilia. Well, true, not much can be seen through the fog, but it is that very fog that helps keep Aurilia safe from those who shatter our newfound peace. And you can see a captain up here standing, and we're going to go back down. Going to go back down near Maximilian. And we'll see that in this barrack-like structure over here, we'll find the small figurine hanging out, which the elders say, I was down here just the other day speaking to Maximilian, our travel consultant, and he does a brilliant job of helping everyone to get wherever they wish to go. So some of these figures just introduce you to the area, but then the mission completes after a few seconds after getting the last one, which now I get the box of achievements, which here it is. And you can see all the types of tokens it can store. This list has been added upon by the Legends devs to include some other currencies. Most notably, you can see that you can do space accommodations like duty mission tokens, event tokens like Remembrance Day and Empire Day, theme park specific tokens like Spider Silk, Rancor Teeth, etc., from which is a Dathomir. So there's a lot of uses for this box. It mostly helps just manage your inventory. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any tokens at the moment. Let me go check. Oh, I do. So I have some tokens here to kind of perform as an example. So I have some Rebel Alliance propaganda tokens from Life Day. So if I open the radio menu on that, I could either store one in the box, or I can bring this up and store the stack in the box. And now we'll see that the counter has been updated to be 150 Rebel Alliance propaganda tokens. Similarly, I could do this with duty mission tokens, and I can throw this whole stack in there. Click on the box, and then we can see they're 556, but you'll see that they're removable. This is an update Legends did to make the box a little bit more flexible for when it comes to inventory management. As you can see, there are a lot of tokens in this game, so having to store those all individually is kind of a pain in the ass. So if you double click on the box, you'll get this window that pops up, and it'll have a list of the tokens currently in there, whether they're removable and how much. So if I wanted to remove these duty mission tokens, I can click OK on them, and then we'll get this next pop-up that says the current token count. And we'll just say OK after implementing the amount, and we'll see that the box now has no duty mission tokens in it. I have them all back in my inventory. So this is really helpful if you're trying to stack up tokens to sell or give to other characters. So for example, duty mission tokens on Legends can be traded. So I was trying to stack those all up on a specific character, or just consolidate my cash noons attempts. We could do that. Similarly, if I wanted to sell those to another player, or I decide to sell them later on, I could take them out with any like conflict there. So very helpful to have for any character, especially if you're using your traders or entertainer during GCW evasions or getting tokens with them during holiday events. But I think for now, that is good enough for looking at Aurilia. We'll look around at some stuff later, but let's get to doing some of the prerequisite quests for those heroics that I talked about earlier. So this is the Adventurers Guild Hall. Before we go in, though, we're going to be getting the quest for one of the heroics called the Lost Star Destroyer. But since we're Rebel, the Rebel contact kind of got shoved outside on the north side of the building, so we're going to speak with Lieutenant Tulo. But he'll say, come here. You interested in one heck of a mission? Word is that an Imperial Star Destroyer has been liberated from the Empire. I need someone capable who can learn more about this. Interested? Definitely. I knew you would be. And so then we get the mission right here, and then we get Lost Star Destroyer. So that's the start. If you're Imperial or an unaligned character, you need to go into the guild hall. I'll show where those are, but if you're Rebel, just talk to that guy before going in. But if we go in, we'll see that there's a lot of things in the main room, but before looking in that room, we're going to take a right here, go down the hallway, and we're going to speak to Nim's envoy. Everyone should remember Nim from the Nim theme park. But we speak with his envoy. He says, greetings, I represent the great pirate Lord Nim. He has asked for assistance of able adventurers such as yourself. What does Nim require? This is very sensitive information. The droid IG-88 has taken over a very sensitive factory location of my master's. IG-88 is attempting to replicate himself. My master needs him removed before he draws unwanted attention. Are you up to the task? No problem, just point the way. Excellent, my master will be contacting you shortly. So we get the quest Nim Slicer. Nim calls us and says, hello there. I'm glad that you have decided to take on my little problem. In order to get into the compound, you will need to fool the security system into believing you belong. Luckily, I have someone on retainer who can do this. His name is Kaibi. And you can find him in my stronghold. Whatever question he has, just answer by barking. Trust me on this. So Nim's Envoy is a continuation of the foreshadowing that the Corellia Legacy quests gave us when we went to go shut down the Corellia factory that was abandoned. You'll remember that we fought a lot of battle droids that would be suddenly manufactured. At the end of it, we had an IG unit contact us at the end of that. That was foreshadowing this quest, which is basically looks like IG-88 went ahead and just found another factory to try and do the same thing. But if we go to the opposite side of the guild hall, we'll see a Nightsister headdress glowing here on this display case. Click on that. As you examine the headdress, you notice that it pulses with a mysterious energy. Would you like to investigate further? Yeah. No talk there, but we'll accept it anyways. And we'll go over what to do with that, but that is for another instance. If we come out here, you'll see, though, like I pointed out earlier, there's this Imperial Snow Trooper and a Cold Weather Rebel Trooper. These are the access points to either Imperial or Rebel Hoth, respectively. In order to enter Imperial Hoth, you must be Imperial aligned. Similarly, if you want to enter Rebel Hoth, you have to be Rebel aligned. The instances are the same layout, but they have a different order of proceedings. So if you're a Rebel, you'll be defending against the Imperial onslaught and trying to escape and protect Rebel personnel who are getting away. Where if you're Imperial, you're going to be assaulting the shield generator and the Rebel base, trying to destroy as much as you can and prevent Rebels from escaping. Luckily, there's no pre-quest associated with these. If you ever want to do Rebel Hoth with a group, you just sign up. Same with Imperial Hoth. Come here, talk, and you do need to be combatant, and then you just hop right into the instance and get going. So nothing really to talk about there. But if we go into this back room, we'll be getting the rest of the quests. First, we can speak with a Corellia University teaching assistant who says, greetings, my friend. I was wondering if I could speak with you for a moment. Yes, of course. Thank you. I speak on behalf of Professor Cornelius Wagglehorn of the University of Corellia. He seeks the assistance of an adventurer such as yourself to aid him. Would you be willing to lend such aid? I suppose I could help. Most excellent. Please travel to Tyrina on Corellia and speak with Professor Wagglehorn. You'll most likely find him enjoying the view out over the water. Thank you. So we'll go speak with Wagglehorn, but if you are an independent contractor, aka unaligned, you could speak with Hyrel Chindie, and they'll start the Lost Destroyer quest for you. Also, if you're Imperial, you can speak with Major Appleton to start the same quest. Lastly, we have a Tusken fanatic, which if we speak to him, they'll say, please don't let my appearance fool you. I am no Tusken. Then why are you dressed as one? They fascinate me. You know, now that you have brought it up, I have a friend that could use your help. With what? He's a scholar of the Tuskens and needs help recovering some relics. His name is Surimar. Look for him in Mos Espa. had a brain fart and get the quest Tusken Scholar. So if we open our journal, we can see now that we have an assortment of quests. Specifically, we've gotten the Nightsister Headdress under Akba Min, Controlling Spirit under XR Kun, the Tusken Scholar, which is a level 1 quest because we just have to go talk to a guy, Lost Star Destroyer, Nightsister. So you should have these 5 quests. We're going to start with the Nightsister Headdress, as that's going to have us doing some things around here in Aurilia, so we want to knock that out first. So if we come outside, we can see that it's saying, find someone in Aurilia who might know more about the Headdress in the Adventurers Guild Hall. Well, we already met the Town Elder, so that seems like a good lead, right? Let's speak with him. Welcome to the township. Tell me more about the Nightsister Headdress in the Adventurers Guild Hall. It's a fairly typical headdress as worn by the Nightsister bushes, as far as I know. The one in the Guild Hall was taken from the Nightsister that Captain Sargarilio apprehended. So then we get a hint from him. So we go talk to the captain, because it's an apprehended individual. You know, got to get permission to speak with someone else's prisoner, else that looks a little suspicious, right? Speak with the captain. He says, look alive. While it's true that we found some peace with Meliche as our prisoner, this planet has no end of threats to our newfound prosperity. I, for one, shall not lower my guard. Tell me about the Nightsister Headdress in the Adventurers Guild Hall. That headdress was taken from the Nightsister who wandered into town. She seemed distracted and a bit disoriented until I approached her. Then she attacked my men, and I quite viciously. Okay, that was just weird to read. Anyways, we subdued her, and she is now an unwilling guest of Aurilia. So if we come into here, look around, we can see the Nightsister prisoner. We speak with her. She says nothing, but glares at you with obvious hatred. Tell me about the headdress. Akva Min. Then she cowers and falls silent. We get the quest update that says, Akva Min, maybe someone really will know that name. Try speaking with Rohak the Elder. Ah. So now let's go back to Rohak and see what he's got to say. I asked the Nightsister prisoner about the headdress in the guild hall. Did you? And what did you say? Akva Min. That's it. Nothing else. And she looks scared. Akva Min. That name sounds familiar. I recommend that you go to the Nightsister stronghold and check their scrolls for that name. Return to me if you find anything. So now we have to go to the Nightsister stronghold. Let's take a look at what else we have to do, though. So this one we have to go for Tyrina for controlling Spirit. Tusken Scholar, got to go Espa. This one is we have to find a escape pod that will eventually lead us to Yavin, and the Nightsister's lock. So I don't have really anything else to do on this planet right now. So how about let's go make our way out to the Nightsister stronghold, which you can find using the points of interest on the planet. But now we could drive all the way over there, go to the science post and drive. I'm going to take a little bit of a shortcut there, so let's do that really fast. So the shortcut I was alluding to was using an AT-AT head to get there. So I'm here at Kothbava, one of my usual stops, and I'm going to go ahead and run in here. And then if we look around their locations over here, we can see they have one of the Nightsister strongholds. So we're just going to use that. There's a lot of different travel cities with, or a lot of player cities with travel hubs in them. Kothbava is just one I'm familiar with. There's another one that we're going to be using later to get to some more specific points in these quest lines, and I'll call it out as we're there. But now we're just a little bit north of the stronghold, so that saved me a lot of driving time. I'd much rather drive 300 meters than, well, I think it's like 3,000 to 4,000 from the science outpost. Yeah, 4,000. And I just passed it, so let's go into the Nightsister stronghold. We'll see this cave here. Keep that in mind for later, but we don't need to go in there right now. So the Nightsister stronghold has a lot of tough enemies. We're just going to try and avoid them. But entering through the north side, let's just drive around here. We're looking for specifically Nightsister scrolls. So we're looking for anything that might give us that information. Looks like what we have here. We have some Nightsister Scroll of Heraldry. That sounds like a good bet. So let's buff up. So I don't think the Nightsisters are going to let us stand around and just check out the scroll, which we do sense someone approaching. And there is a Nightsister protector who says, Fool, foul cretin, move away from these scrolls. I want to try and not do what I just did, but here we are. So if you don't do what I do, that's probably going to help you out, as we have to fight waves of Nightsisters. Unfortunately, though, I just can't help myself, but I love aggroing everybody in sight. Got a swift heal there, so that's going to help us a little bit. I'm waiting for that swift heal to, where our reactive shield to wear off there. I bought a little bit of time. Gonna keep going hard here, though. So you can see how I mean by if you're not prepared for this, I would recommend bringing a friend. Granted, that was much harder than it needed to be. I think I only needed to fight 2 Nightsisters there, but that patrol just accidentally wandered on top of all of my grenades. So, yeah, I made that a little bit harder for myself than it needed to be, clearly. But now we don't have to worry about them. If you want to be safe, you could also take out that scroll, or that group before that point. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20. But we got the update now to return the Rohack, saying that to return to Rohack at the Township of Aurilia with the Nightsister scroll about Aquamin. So that's all we had to do. Not too bad. I just made that way harder than it needed to be. But we're going to use that Aurilia travel that we unlocked earlier to get back to Aurilia quickly. While you can log ITV locations outside of the fog area, you're still going to be about 1,000 or so meters out. It's just a little bit faster not to bother with that. This is also a good lesson. The Nightsister Stronghold is surrounded by a lot of tough enemies who are very aggressive, so they're not going to hesitate to jump down your throat given the opportunity. All right, back with Elder Rohack, though. This is apparently very interesting that Headdress apparently belonged to a follower of Aquamin. Who is Aquamin? Aquamin was a Nightsister elder who discovered the art of draining the life force of her enemies to enhance her own power. It sounds like Darth Nihilus. Anyways, she became a threat to her own people and was struck down by Gethzurion herself when the full scope of her atrocities was brought to light. Aquamin was then banished along with her most loyal followers. What does that mean for us? The energy surging through the headdress is a signal to her followers. It means that Aquamin has discovered a way to free herself from her banishment, and she is contacting her followers so that they will assist in her escape. Aquamin is a dangerous being that will threaten the entire planet, possibly even the entire galaxy. We must help stop her. How do we do that? You must go to the Chamber of Banishment in which she is imprisoned and defeat her. To enter that chamber, according to the scroll, you will need the Nightsister Key of Exile. Obtaining that is your next task. I'll update your journal with the details. So if we open our journal, check it out. It shows that you must obtain the Shard of Hatred, the Shard of Obedience, the Shard of Pity, and the Shard of Indifference. That's my favorite one. I guess it's a shard. So that you can fuse them into the Nightsister Key of Exile. And then we have some instructions here on where to do this. The Shard of Indifference. Make your way to the Old Sith Shadow Camp. I've supplied coordinates to one of their camps to help you find it. Once there, light the torch at the camp to summon Kaelina Haley. The Shard of Pity. At the Jedi Temple of Dantooine, you will need to find a Sith statue important to most Dark Jedi. Destroy it. This should attract the attention of Ras Andromaeus and his minions. The Shard of Obedience. Enter the cave near the Nightsister Stronghold. Inside, you will find a Nightsister skull. Touching that will summon its guardian, the Rancor named Aurilia, who holds the Shard of Obedience. Travel to the mountain of the Singing Mountain clan. Once there, sound the gong outside of their main compound. They will respond. Defeat Gilsaria and then take the shards. Cool. So we have a few things to do here. We have 3 of the shards are located here in Dathomir. So I suppose we could go do that one first. Let's just start going from south to north, especially since the Nightsister Stronghold is pretty close to the deserted Sith Shadow compound, or camp. So let's use that shortcut again to get back to the Nightsister Stronghold. Alright, we're back here at the Nightsister Stronghold, but instead of going inside like we did last time, we're going to come down here to this cave. And this cave is full of Nightsisters, Rancors, and some of their slaves. Unfortunately, they are all hostile, so I'm going to be defeating them on the way down. Just, you know, to be safe. You can run by a lot of them and then hope you could drop the thread or just not attract too many of them, but, you know, considering I've already accidentally pulled an entire patrol earlier trying to get the scroll from them, I don't feel like testing my luck, so we'll just do the consistent thing. They also can drop some okay loot, so, you know, taking your time here is not the worst thing to do. And if we get really lucky, like we did during the Champion of Mustafar, we might even get a 4 or 5 Sith Waste Holo Pack, or Holocron for the Waste Pack. which is a very coveted item for Jedi still trying to unlock their Master Cloak. I doubt we will see that here. That is a very rare drop, but these NPCs do have it on their list, so it's possible. You'll notice, though, that mostly what you're going to get here is some random collection items. You might get Jedi relics, which aren't big ones, and lots of statted loot. I'm already seeing a few keepers here that we've gotten, so that's kind of nice to get at least. The Nightsister slaves are pretty weak, level 15. Makes sense. You probably don't want to, you know, keep terribly strong company when it comes to the slaves. You don't want to pull a Trandoshan and be like, wow, let's enslave all of these Wookiees. They'd be great laborers, and be like, hey, you know, they can, like, all rip your arms off, right? Like, all of them can. I guess Trandoshan slavers just love living on the edge. But we put a stop to their nonsense back on Kashyyyk, so everything's okay, at least in our timeline. Yeah, you can see the NPCs in here go all the way up to level 90. This one's level 89, though. This one's level 88. So you want to be careful not to build too many at once. These Rancors especially hurt. They also take a little bit to defeat here with their Dampen Pain buff, reducing incoming damage, and then this is a very dangerous debuff, Shaken. It increases damage we take by 10% by all sources, so I've been using Synaptic Stimulation to get rid of that when it appears. If you don't have a way to get rid of it, just keep that in mind. If you suddenly take a lot of damage, if you're playing a profession that has a defensive cooldown, you're not using it, that'd be the time to use it. This is definitely one of the more difficult sections of the prerequisite quest if you're tackling this by yourself. I wouldn't say it's the most difficult. I would say I will call that part out once we get there. Those who've done this questline know exactly what I'm talking about. Little bunker, the northwest of Endor. I'm not talking about Tawny. I'm talking about the other one. That one can be a little tricky to do by yourself. We're going to try and pull some of these Rancors away from the rest of the group. I don't want to fight all 5 of those NPCs down there. Keep in mind that my officer here is not the most durable. Not the weakest either, though. I'd say probably somewhere in the middle. I didn't dump all of my defenses for offense, especially since I'm rocking a melee weapon, so I'm getting that parry chance, but I'm running a little bit more offensive set of buffs right now. I could be running Breath of Heaven, which would make this a little bit less sweaty, but you know. The hardest part of this part is just getting down to this little altar. The enemies that will spawn from it, I would say, aren't any more difficult than the enemies we fought to get down here. Might have a little bit more health on a little bit higher level, but if you can take out all the enemies down to this point by yourself, you should be okay finishing it. Keep in mind that this is a macro dump zone to prevent players from AFKing in here. So if you are running a macro like I am to pump Pistol Drill Master for inspiration procs, you might notice that it might stop happening at some point. All right, so now that we cleared out this area, we have some safety. We're going to interact with a Nightsister Bloodline Skull. You feel an angry wail rattle your soul. And we see this Spellweaver appear. We're going to try and take her down very quickly. What's up, Ryan? What did the dog do? Hitting stuff with a sword, you know? What the dog usually do. And just drop a rally point defensive here to help out. I hope you're having a good weekend, Ryan. Just like anyone else who may be vibing here. Another Spellweaver. By the way, these Nightsisters are saying, you are not welcome here. Kill them, protect our artifacts. You, should not have come here. Your death shall appease our ancestors. So there are some callouts by these NPCs. And here is Aurilia, their Nightsister Rancor. Aurilia, the main guardian, and he goes, rawr. I'm glad that they gave him a speaking line. Guy needs it. Well, anyway, he's gone. After his defeat, a few moments pass, he get the Shard of Obedience. It makes sense narratively that the Shard of Obedience is inside the cavern here, as this is the Nightsister stronghold, and so they are obediently guarding it, as Aquaman or the Nightsisters, I guess the Nightsisters are doing, as they wouldn't want us probably to get the key to where they're imprisoning probably like one of the greatest threats, one of their greatest internal threats. So it makes sense that they obediently guard this shard. But now that we've got that, we're going to go drive out to that Sith Shadow Camp, and we're going to get the Shard of Indifference. Anyways, we're here at the Sith Shadow Camp. To summon the Sith, you do it like you do in any era of Star Wars. You light a tiki torch. Yeah, don't ask. Anyways, here are the Sith Shadow Assassins that have come to stop our tomfoolery. They don't like us playing with their beachwear. They just say, "Why have you summoned us?" and then attack us. Because, yeah. Oh, here is a Executioner. A little bit tougher. No problem for us. We did just go through a Nightsister stronghold by ourselves. Here is Kylena Haley, the individual that we were told to summon. It says, "In Melichai's name, you shall perish." Wow. Nope, not today. And then we get the Shard of Indifference. Cool. All right, so now that we've completed those steps, we're going to go up to the Singing Mountain Clan, which, as you can see, if you open your point of interest, it will point you here. This is not where you want to go. The actual, like, headquarters that you want to go to is a little bit to the west of that. I'll show you when we're there. But if you ever have a hard time finding it and you're not using somebody else's travel center to get there, or your own, I don't know, maybe you're just swaggy like that. There's waypoints in the wiki. There's walkthroughs of all these on the SWG Legends wiki, by the way. I'm going to be doing as much of this from memory as I can. I have a feeling, though, that I might need to look up some waypoints as they can get a little... system get a little silly. But if you go into, if you're using Kothbava like I am and it's still around when you're playing the game, I don't know. Nothing is a monolith. But if we use the same AT-AT head that they have set up in here instead of Nightsister Stronghold, I'm going to SMC Village. It's for Singing Mountain Clan. We will be doing the Witches of Dathomir theme park at some point, but I felt that it was appropriate to do Aurilia sooner than later. I haven't been putting it off, just was really excited to do Kashyyyk and Mustafar. And those are things that you might do before hitting level 90. But if we come up the hill here, we are now at the Singing Mountain Clan village. But we're going to come over to this gong. Make sure we got buffs on that we want to have on. And we're going to click on this gong. And it says, as the echoes of the gong fade away, an ominous silence follows as a Singing Mountain Clan guardian jumps out, screams at us, "Why do you befoul this place?" and attacks. We're going to defeat her, and this is another wave defense. I hope you're all noticing a trend. A lot of these lean on wave defense for some reason. Here's a Dragoon, though. Should have opened with charge earlier. I need the ACR. Here's the Clan Archwitch. Which, by the way, the Dragoon said, "You shall die for defiling our scrolls," and the Archwitch says, "Be gone from this place or die." Well, somebody died, but it wasn't us. And here's Gilsaria, the Singing Mountain Clan Witch, who we were told to go find. I did summon a box while I was waiting, because why not? Not like I was going anywhere. I'm going to take these extra stimmies. There's the Shard of Hatred. So now we still got to get the Shard of Pity, which, as we were informed earlier, we're going to have to go to Dantooine to get that. We're going to have to go to the Jedi Temple in Dantooine, so let's go over there again. Like we were over there during the Rebel theme park. I hate big spiders. I wish the Singing Mountain Clan wasn't just basically a nicer version of the Nightsisters. I wish they had a little bit more differentiating them, specifically that they didn't both be down to clown with spiders, you know what I mean? Here we are back at the Jedi Temple ruins on Dantooine. I'm not speaking to that weirdo by the glowy fire this time. But over here we can see near the temple structure a statue of a Dark Jedi. So let's destroy this thing and do another wave defense. The Dark Jedi just screams, "Die, fool, die!" I'm like, all right. Here's another Dark Jedi. Stop them! Protect the statue! Too late, dude. I already, like, damaged it. And here's the Dark Jedi that we were trying to flesh out, Ras. Not to be confirmed with Ra's al Ghul or anything. He says, "Why must you provoke me?" I'm like, well, I need your thing. I need your splinter you're carrying. So after defeating him, we get the Shard of Pity, and then we have completed all the shards. Now we have to go back to Rohak again. Yay! Let's... You know, we'll do these in order. Typically, when I do these missions, I'll try and, like, space out where I am, what I'm doing, but I think this would be easier for people to follow if I kind of keep an order going. I know I don't do that often in this series. Specifically, I think the Mustafar videos are the best instance of that, of like, all right, everybody, I'm gonna fire shotgun net. I'm gonna get all these quests, and we're gonna hit them up on all crazy orders. Good luck. A little bit of a quest whiplash there. All right, back with Elder Rohak. He says, "Excellent. You have gathered all the shards. You must now fuse them together to form the key. How do I fuse them together? Go to Mount Chalat on Lock. At the very top is a large crater filled with lava. Using the heat of the volcano's lava, you will fuse the shards into the key." Wow. All right, off to Lock. Luckily, Mount Chalat's right here, and people love putting cities around it. And I feel, yeah, 3 of those have shuttles, so it shouldn't be any problem to, you know, just fly to one, then go up the mountain. All right, so we're at the top of Mount Chalat. You'll remember this from Nem's theme park. We had to come out here. So we come down in this lava, and we stand on this middle section, which, by the way, you don't need a lava resistance vehicle to get here. Just be quick about it. If we open our inventory, we see that we have this item in here called the Shards of Hatred, Obedience, Pity, and Indifference. When fused together, they form the Nightsister Key of Exile. So let's try, I guess, slam our hands into the lava and fuse them. Rock calls us and says, I don't know why that didn't work. Oh, of course, that's silly of me. We must use the Force to fuse the shards. Travel to the Blue Leaf Temple on Yavin 4. Inside, there should be enough residual emanations of Force to fuse them. I don't know why this guy was like, go stick them in lava and maybe that'll work, question mark. And not the, hey, maybe try the one that won't burn your hands. But either way, we're gonna go to the Blue Leaf Temple on Yavin now. Yeehaw! You'll remember it from the Rebel theme park. We went there to go destroy the Imperial Stormtrooper squad that was there. Yeah, so back to there, but this time we just have to go inside. All right, so here we're at the Blue Leaf Temple. So here's those stormtroopers we defeated last time, and the Blue Leaf Temple is infested with Clicknicks. We're just gonna ignore them though. Oh yeah, there's our badge. Mysterious Blue Leaf Temple added our exploration collection. Wow. Either way, we gotta run all the way downstairs. All the way. Got this big ass crystal in the middle of it. It's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool area. But after we run all the way downstairs, stand near the crystal. We'll do the same thing with the shards in our inventory. So you fuse the shards. And then we have relaxing. Excellent. I should have known that only the Force would be able to unite those shards. Now that you have the key, you should be able to enter the chamber that holds Aquaman and stop her from escaping. And in your inventory, you get the Key of Exile. Wow. Yeah. So this is the key that you get. Gotta turn those red shards into a purple one for whatever reason. And this key allows the bearer to enter the Nightsister Chamber of Banishment. And then if we opened our instance information here, we could see what I am not flagged for. And you can see that the heroic Akva Min is no longer in this list. Once you complete this quest and get this shard, you actually don't need to carry it around. It's just for flavor. So a lot of the time I'll just stick this in like my house's decoration or just in like a safety deposit box. While we're down here, though, I do want to point out that if you like filling out your collections behind this pillar here is the Mustafari modified two-handed obsidian sword. However, like all collection items, these guys are going to want to kill us, so we're just gonna, you know, AoE them. They're not too tough. Level 74s. Get out of here. We come back here, stop for a second, click on it, examine it. There it is. This weapon skid looks familiar. We got a weapon skid for, I think, the Sith sword on Kashyyyk. But we've added that. But we're done now with the Nightsister headdress. Let's go. Yeah, you know, you think you'd have to hold it, but as soon as you get it, it just clears the instance flag. I'm going to be trying to point that out where we come across it because it's inconsistent between the heroic quests. So, like, for example, IG-88, you can't actually, like, travel to that location until you go inside once. Everyone knows that, which I can't blame them for. Why would you? Because, I'll show when we get to Yavin, but, like, I can travel to the Nightsister chamber now. So I'm back with Maximilian because I want to demonstrate what getting flagged for heroic instance does. So if you speak with him again, and you say, all right, her heroic encounters, we can now see that because we are cleared to enter the Akvamid instance, we can now instantly travel to the Dathomir Chamber of Banishment, which is a shortcut for getting the instance. So if we highlight that and click OK, you can see now I am right outside the Nightsister Stronghold, even closer than what player ITVs allow for. So we are right here, and if we want to get to Akvamid, we go in that cave and just run all the way down to the bottom. But we are not going to be going in and fighting Akvamid today because we want to get flagged for everything else. So I think next, let's do a Nim Slice. Let's go help Nim out on Locke since we were just there at the volcano recently. So let's head over to Nim's Stronghold. All right, so we're at Nim's Stronghold on the south end of the cantina inside, and we walk up, we can see this Chiss with a 6 cybernetic torso going on. So we speak to him. He appears to be Nim Slicer. Are you a bird lover? Tell me the sound a Pico Pico makes. And then I go woof woof. Good old Nim. He sent you to find me, didn't he? What can I do for you? Nim did tell us to bark at him. So there we go. Honestly, a little appropriate given I'm a Bothan. But either way, we're going to say to him that Nim needs your expertise to allow me to access a certain factory. So Nim has tossed his lot in with the Alliance, eh? No matter, I have been expecting you. If I am to get you past that security checkpoint, I am going to need a few things. What things and where? Straight to the point. I like that. I need you to meet with a Bothan brother and sister team. They have already scouted out the parts I require. They can tell you how to get them. You will find them on Endor. I'll be back. What is that? Some kind of hokey one-liner? Just come back with my supplies. The writer trying to be a little self-aware? I guess? I don't know. It didn't really land, in my opinion. So we're going to travel to Endor to meet these Bothan siblings. We're going to go to Smuggler's Outpost. Luckily, they are just right on the outskirts of this outpost, as we can tell by the waypoint given to us by the Slicer, Kaede. So we're going to come over here to a small house. And we want to speak with both of the Bothans. So the first one we'll see upon entering is Tupit. She says, hello, you must be Vum. Kaibi said you would be paying me a visit. He also told you that I would help you get the parts he needs, right? Yes, he did. What he didn't tell you was, I will not be accompanying you. I only do reconnaissance, do you understand? Yes. Good. Let's get down to business. Unlike my brother, I do things the old-fashioned way. I snuck into the facility and took notes for the items we need. I'll need you to collect these 3 items for me. I don't know why they gave us an option here. I could ask, where are they? Or no problem, what do you need? It's like the same thing. Let's go with where are they? I don't know where they are now, but I am sure you can find them easily enough. I need an electronic key, a copy of personnel files, and a handheld retinal scanner. Bring those to me, and I will get the data Kaibi needs. No problem, I'll be on my way. If you haven't yet, don't forget to pay my visit to my eccentric brother. He has a task for you as well. We're going to accept that. And we're going to take her advice. We're going to head to the back room and speak with the Bothan Galoti. If you don't do this, you'll have to speak with him when you come back and go back out to the same place, which is a factory in the piss middle of nowhere in Endor. So make sure to talk to him before you leave. Speaking with him, though, he says, go away. You have no proof. Proof? Kaibe sent me. Oh, in that case, what are you doing standing around? Let's get to your disguise made disguise. Yes, how else are you going to get in? Let me see what I can put together. Ellipses. Well, I am out of sufficient parts to make you retain your own personality, but not to worry, I will take good care of you. Can't I just go in without a disguise? It's possible, but you would be in great danger. Danger? Ha, I'm not scared. Just tell me what I need. Well, in that case, I just need a circuit board from a Taiwanese securities mainframe. But to get it, I need you to overload the system so their backup systems don't wipe the data. How do we do that? Easy, just give me some charge capacitors from the security droids there. We can use them. I will contact you when we have enough. Cool. So now that we have both quests from both the Bothans, we need to head all the way out here to the Taiwanese security compound. I'm not going to drive that, so let's just use a little help of someone's AT-AT had to get there, which I'm going to be going to a different travel center for this one. All right, so I'm back on Corellia, the player city known as Maple Grove. It's not really marked right now. It's in the northwest corner of the city, or northwest corner of the planet. Smaller city for now, but you know, can fluctuate in size. But they have a really nice travel center that if you enter this Rebel Alliance Guild Hall, go on through, you'll see that there are a lot of options of gates to travel to different areas. We're going to go through this door into the main hangar. We're going to hang right. And we're going to run all the way down this catwalk. And then if I go into here, this room is basically just full of travel locations for world bosses and pre-quest requirements for Aurilia. So we need to go to the Taiwanese Stronghold, which is actually right here. So I'm going to interact with this AT-AT head and go to the Taiwanese Stronghold. And now I just saved myself 6,000 meters of drive time. Yeah. Bless the players who run travel centers. I mean, that's also me, so it's a little bit, you know, self-congratulatory, but either way. We're at the Taiwanese security area, so what we're going to do is we're going to buff up again. So we need to destroy... Well, we need to recover 10 charge capacitors from the droids, so we're going to start defeating the droids on the way in. Luckily, we got plenty of area of effect attacks here to whittle down these numbers quickly, as it is a chance to find these capacitors, not guaranteed, so you're going to have to potentially defeat a good number of droids, but we're already over halfway there, so it looks like we have some luck. Definitely less worrying in terms of strength compared to those Nightsisters earlier. So I'm a little less shy with AoEs here. Alright, so we're also here to recover a couple of items. These items can be tricky to find sometimes. All of their locations are on the SWG Legends wiki. I'm just going to go room by room. I have a good vague memory of where they are, but we could also check out what's in each room. So this room, I don't believe holds anything of value. You might run into players AFKing this bunker, by the way, for junk loot and other stuff. So if you see someone here vibing, don't be surprised. So yeah, there's nothing in that room. If we check out this next room, though, we can see their electronics key, which 2-Pit asked us to retrieve. So let's go to the other end there while defeating some of these, more of these security droids. So there's the electronics key. Moving into the next room, we can see that there is another item in here we'll need to click, but let's make our lives easier here by getting rid of some of these droids first. And there's the 10th capacitor we needed. So Golodi said, good, I'll take the capacitors to overload the security mainframe. So we will go do that. But first, we're going to click the handheld retinal loader. Or retinal scanner, yeah, whatever. And then we will need to come into this large room. Run down to this end. We can see the personnel file sitting down there in the desk, but these droids are surely going to want to attack us, right? So we're just going to start whittling them down. All right, so let's collect the personnel files. Got those. Looks like we got everything in here. We're on this side of the bunker, so let's go head over to the other side. We're still missing... Oh no, we have all the items. Cool, never mind. We just gotta go overload the mainframe, which is on the other side of the bunker, so... But if we come down to this other side, you can see, oh, look, more players. Cool. We're going to go over into one of these side rooms. Yep. Right over here. We're going to click this Town East Security mainframe, but it's a channel. So combat has messed with us here, so let's just clear out the threat. Stop. Click it. All right, so now that we overloaded the security database, don't forget to interact with it again to retrieve the circuit board. That's an easy thing to forget. All right, so now that we've collected all the items for 2-Bit and got the security board for Galoti, we can now return. So let's go back to the smuggler's outpost. All right, we're back with 2-Bit. It says, welcome, I see you have a lot of items need. This will just take a moment. Was it difficult? Yes, very. That's nice, distracted. Doesn't really matter what you pick to say there. Ah, there we go. Where's that capitalization? I knew he wasn't talking about to his sister. Here you go. The data has been transferred to your data pad. Sister? Yes, I was seeing someone who works for Town East Security. That's why I wanted to... The personnel files now get going. Kaibe needs that data. Cool. Here's Galoti. Did you get them? How did you do this without a disguise? This is my disguise. Interesting approach. Now let's see what we have here. Good, the circuit board is intact. Now let me load the data onto your data pad. That's it? Yes, now give it to Kaibe. He is expecting you. There you go. So let's go back to lock. All right, back with Kaibe. They say, yes, you have all the data. Yes, here. Those Bothans are strange. Strange but effective. Let's see what we have here. And patience, patience. I am remotely hacking into the security clearance levels. There, done. Done, now what? Now you just go to the factory, use the retinal scanner, and you'll be allowed entry. So now we have the Enter the Compound quest. Yeah, so if we open our heroic entry here, we can see that we do have the options to now enter the facility. Cool. But I don't think we can travel there yet. So once you get to the travel to the compound quest, you do get a waypoint of where it is, which is out here on the west side of the planet. Northwest-ish. All right, we're back with Maximilian Aurilia. We have not gone to the compound yet. As you can tell, I still have the quest up here. So if we speak with them, we go to find accept, go to heroic encounters. You can see that even though that we're cleared to enter IG-88, we actually can't quick travel to the factory yet because we have to go there at least once. So if I go to, let's go there. All right, so here we are at the compound. You can see that it is surrounded by pretty strong droids here. But I'm going to demonstrate how to play some Tony Hawk Pro Skater here. So if you're up on the hill next to it, you could actually kind of wiggle your speeder down here. I'm going to do it with the skiff to demonstrate that you don't need a vehicle that can fly like the jetpack to do it. Damn, man, I must be rusty. There we go. So we're actually on the collision of the upper wall. So if we come down here, we can see that the quest doesn't update. We actually have to go in. Once you go in, you will start the lockout timer for this quest. I don't intend to do IG-88 today, at least not with this character. So I'm just going to go in and demonstrate. If you click the retinal scanner, we'll go straight in after a few seconds. So you can't get in if you don't have, if you're stuck in combat. The droids out front don't death blow though. So if you run up and just let them incapacitate you, that's the option. But now since I'm in, if we open the instance timer, you can see that, yeah, now I have an hour to do this. So, like I said, if you plan to do IG-88 later the same day, don't go in here. But since I've already gone in here now, I can just turn around and click the exit panel. Let's go back to Aurilia and speak with Maximilian. All right, back with Maximilian. If we speak with him, and then we go to heroic encounters, you can see that we can travel to IG-88. So unlike Aqua Min, where you just need to complete the quest and get the key, and that lets you go in and travel there, you need to complete the travel to the compound quest, which won't complete until you use the retinal scanner to enter the factory. So again, I recommend just going and doing that if you don't intend to do the heroics the same day, as the lockout timer will be reset later that day anyways, and then it just lets you travel there automatically. Granted, a lot of times when you run heroics, specifically on Legends, somebody might have travel locations set up there with their ITVs anyways, so you can just hop a ride off of them. But some groups will expect you to come use Aurilia to get to every single instance, or at least a travel house like Kothbadva I showed earlier to get there. So there's a lot of ways to circumvent this, but if you want to be able to travel to that IG-88 factory with Max as soon as you can, you got to do this. All right, let's do... we can do Lost Star Destroyer next. So for Lost Star Destroyer, let's see here. We need to go and figure out an escape pod that was related. Got to speak to a starport, take a droid, and ask the location of the Imperial escape pod that has recently turned up. So we just got to go, find a ticket droid. So let's just go to... Let's go to the trade outpost. We go up to a ticket collector, radial it with, using the tilde key. We can do obtain escape pod data. Would you like to purchase the rights to a fallen and abandoned escape pod for purpose of salvage? If so, for 1,100 credits, I can access the CSD or Central Salvage database, obtain the escape pod data, and process the transaction to purchase data. And we will spend 1,100 credits to get it. And then our quest will update to investigate the escape pod, which is on Yavin 4. So let's head out to the escape pod. Alright, here we are at the down escape pod on Yavin 4. I used another travel AT-AT head to get here quickly. Otherwise, see, the closest outpost looks to be the mining outpost, which is about 5,600 meters away. So if you need to drive here, there's that. But since we are here, we can investigate the escape pod remains. There's an escape pod security console, which would have fit most of the security pod or escape pod interior. But clicking on it puts a salvage flight recorder inventory, so we open that. We can see here is the escape recorder, or salvage flight recorder from the escape pod. We again open the menu on it. You can click current status, and you can see that it has all these current configuration connections that are unconnected. There's not yet been an attempt to reconfigure this flight recorder. But if we do reconfigure interface, you see all these options, right? If you do test configuration, you see a certain circuit integrity, and you see 0, 0. So this is a puzzle to get the salvage flight recorder to give up the goods. So every time you do test security configuration, it will reduce the circuit integrity. And so that gets to 0. It resets the puzzle solution. And if you need to remember what your last tested combination was, you can also see in the status and what your current one is. So I didn't configure anything, so I just wasted an attempt. But to continue the demonstration here, if I go up and do connection 1, you can change what the options are, which is no wire, red wire, blue wire, or yellow wire. So if I do red wire on this one, I could test it again, and I can see that none of the indicators are lit and none of them are flickering, and now it's gone down to 68%. So that tells me that the red wire isn't part of this. So we're gonna go to blue wire, and then we can test it again. And we can see, okay, so we got an indicator is lit and one's lit flickering, and it's at 56%. So what does lit and flickering mean? Lit means that you have the right color in the right spot. Flickering means you have the correct color in the wrong spot. So if I was to go and let's just disconnect this wire again, and then make connection 2 blue, test it. Again, flickering but not lit. Let's just disconnect this. Go down here. Test it again. So now you can see the number of indicators lit, 1, number of indicators flickering, 0. Now you can see that my circuit integrity is already down to 30%. That's because I'm not doing this the intended puzzle way right now. I'm doing this as a demonstrative means. What they want you to do is do more than one connection at a time. So let's make the first one red. Actually, we know that none of them are red, so we'll make the first one yellow, second one yellow, fourth one yellow, I think. And we could get weird and we could test this. So we could see, are there any yellows in these other spot test? And it was correct. I had a very easy color configuration. It's not always this easy. I just knew that there was only one blue and that none of them are red, so then the rest of them had to be yellow. None of your results will ever be no wire. It's always going to be either red, blue, or yellow. This was just an extremely convenient and easy solution, but that's generally how you do it. Once you get it all right, it says all indicators lit, the flight recorder has been correctly configured, which you can close that. And then the quest says, the flight recorder reveals that the former Imperial Captain Sate has taken control of the Star Destroyer and seeks to sell it to the Black Sun. Uh-oh. So now we know what's going on. We get contacted again by Lieutenant Thurlow. He says we cannot allow the Black Sun to get their hands on the Star Destroyer, but first we must find out where it is. Travel to one of the Black Sun hideouts and find out where the Star Destroyer is. Okie dokie. So, yeah, that was, comically easy. It's that stream luck, I guess. All right, so we are at the Black Sun Stronghold now. It is the northwest corner of Andor, so basically straight west from Townie. This is probably the most difficult part of this quest line for most people. The Black Sun NPCs are quite strong, so I swear I'm going to try my best not to just aggro all of them. Luckily, they're kind of spread out, but you can see they're level 90 elites. But we have to find out the location of the Lost Star Destroyer that they're trying to buy. We get nothing from this corpse, so yeah, you just have to slay Black Sun in here until you find it. This can really vary wildly in luck. I've had it take me like 2 or 3 Black Sun, then I've had it take me 30 Black Sun, like literally clearing out this bunker. You just gotta keep at it until you find it. Yeah, here's my room. Oh, I found it, never mind. Alright, you guys can have them. Alright, well, we're done here. Now that we attain the information, though, we got to go back to Aurilia and speak with probably the guy who gave us the quest. Yes, return to Aurilia and speak with Lieutenant Thulo. So we will do that. Back with Lieutenant, though, he says, excellent work. Now you just need to get up there and take control of that Star Destroyer for the Rebel Alliance. Why are you laughing? So we open our instance. We can see that now the Lost Star Destroyer is no longer in there, and that's a place we can definitely enter. How about we do... let's go learn about Tuskens. How about let's go do that one? All right, so here we are in Mos Espa. We got to go speak with the Tusken scholar that we were pointed at. Sir Mayor. Yeah, you seem to be a sturdy one. You seem like a sturdy one. Fuck you? Can you help me with something? What is it? I am a scholar of some renown. Have you heard of me? No? Well, that's fine. That will change soon enough. Get to the point. I have been studying the Tuskens for some time now, and I have discovered they have some items that they seem to feel are quite mystical. I would like to study these items, and you want me to get them for you? Yes, but please don't get caught. They don't need them. We don't need them knowing who took them. We can find a way to return them later. I am worried about some of the primitive... I am not some primitive warrior. Where are they? Yike. They have recently hid themselves in a cave west of Fort Tusken. There are some coordinates. Please hurry back. All right, so we got to go all the way out here. All right, so here we're at the rock cave. You can see some guards outside, level 85. Definitely more difficult than basically any of the Tuskens you've probably fought up into this point. But we're going to head inside. We got to find the ghastly baton, the chieftain's skull, and the crate head. And I'm just going to, you know... just run by as many of these Tuskens as I can to save some time here. If you're worried about getting killed by them, I would probably, you know, fight them. But I'm just gonna run and hope that I don't get too much attention. All right, so when we entered, we went left, and we came down this way. That's because the artifacts are all down the left side of the cave. I believe that their right side's blocked anyways, so you're gonna have to come down here, but... All right, so here's the Chieftain's Skull. We're gonna click on that, pick that one up. And now we're gonna go right, continue down into this room, and I'm gonna defeat the Tuskens in here just so that they don't all chase me back to the end of the room where we're heading. All right, so back to the cave near these relic worshippers. We're gonna be defeating them and then picking up the ghastly baton that is rammed into the wall. I actually don't even know how we're pulling this out. Like, the Chieftain's Skull would just pick it up and boom, easy. This one's like slammed into the wall and it's using some green for some reason. Well, let's grab that and let's go get the crate skull. I don't know how we're gonna carry an entire crate head out of here without being noticed. Granted, it's not like we haven't been noticed up to this point anyways. I guess it's, as long as they don't find out where we're going with it all, it's probably not much of a problem, is it? All right, here's the crate head. And yep, it's just the head of a crate if we examine it. Wow. We're just gonna take it. Of course we've been discovered. What do you mean? We tried to carry a whole freaking skull out of here, dude. And not just the Chieftain's Skull. We just can't slide that thing into our pack and call it a day. So, yep, if you haven't guessed already, it's another wave defense. Yeehaw. The quest designers really like the wave defense concept, I guess. All right. That was it, though. So we got to go return to Mos Espa with these relics. So let's get out of here. All right, we are back with the scholar. We've returned with the artifacts, supposedly. Asks us, do you have the relics? Yeah, but there was a problem. What problem? You weren't caught, were you? Well, yes, we should be okay, right? Oh dear, this is not good. You should go talk to Cav Goldor. He's our militia commander. The Tuskens may be on their way here. So if we go over to warn the militia leader. We can find him hanging out in front of the university here. It's called Guildhall over map, but this is the university at Aurilia. But if we check our instance lockout, we can see we still can't enter the Tusken army. But if we speak with him, we will talk to him. But once we talk to him and tell him that the Tuskens are coming, we actually enter the instance. And given this is Mos Espa, even if we didn't have, like, Aurilia travel, which Maximilian actually doesn't fly you to Mos Espa anyways, you just have to get here yourself. This would launch us in. I'm not going to go in because there's no incentive to do that. But so once you get up to the point where you have to warn the militia leader Cav, you're good to go. Once you talk to him, you'll go right in, and this flag for Heroic Tusken Army will go away. So that's it. We've got 4 of our 5 done. We just have to do the Exeter Kun. All right, we're at Tyrena. We're with Professor Cornelius Wagglehorn. We're down here in the southwest part of Aurilia, and he is definitely looking over the ocean here on the south side of the planet. It looks pretty nice. It's got some snacks and some literature, but we're going to speak with him. He says, thank you for coming to speak with me. I am professor with the University of Aurilia. The university has a mobile research outpost on Talus, and unfortunately we have lost contact with them. No communication responses to our queries for over a month. I do not wish to involve the authorities unless there is truly cause to do so and the university agrees. Will you help us by investigating? I would not be here otherwise. What an honest response. I am thankful. The research outpost is on Talus. I'll upload their last known location to your journal. When you learn anything, please use their communication terminal to contact me. Okay, let's go to Talus. Wow. Someone put a camp here now, and I should have looked before driving out here, but force of habit. Either way, we are now at the off-site research outpost that the university professor asked us to go check out. So let's investigate. Why haven't we heard back from anybody? The outpost is eerily silent as you approach. There should be students and researchers busily at work, but no one is visible, other than a corpse in the center of the outpost yard. Weird. Here's the dead researcher, which we found his datapad, apparently. It's in our inventory. It says a datapad that was marked as the property of Corellia University. From the researcher's daily journals in the datapad, you determined that some strange cultists arrived unexpectedly at the outpost and began speaking with the students and researchers. Seemingly overnight, almost everyone at the outpost joined the cult. The dead researcher was one of the few to refuse. He seemed adamant that the cultists had some way of compelling others to join them, and that those who joined did not do so of their own free will. He also mentions a location at which the former students, newly converted cultists, were being prepared for off-world transportation under the supervision of someone named Magnus Grenz. So we gotta send this message using the communication terminal over this way. To report back to the professor what's going on, but now we gotta go find this Magnus Grenz, who's a little bit far from here. Maybe someone has a camp up there. Let's go find out. All right, here is Magnus Grenz, a cult coadjutor. Says, and now you must die. Okay. All he said to me was, you seek those liberated from the university's research outposts. Never fear, they have joined our glorious cause. You may join as well, though perhaps I will not allow you the choice. And now you must die, and now it's another way of defense. This one can actually be pretty tough, too, due to the number of cultists that can spawn. This is another one where I'd be like, if you're doing this in a group, you might want to talk to them one at a time. Can spawn a lot of enemies if you're not prepared. So many of you. All right, task complete. Let's speak with him again. He says, you defeated my minions. Well, not truly my minions. We all follow the voice, capital V, from the darkness, capital D. As shall you. Nevertheless, I remain unimpressed, and shall ensure that you learn nothing more from me. And then he self-annihilates. But we can go access this terminal in the base, so we're going to head in. This base is full of some pretty, reasonably tough cultists. However, like some of the other locations we've been to today, it's a commonly AFK'd one here on Legends, so we'll see that basically all the cultists in here are dead. Wow, yeah, literally all of them. But anyway, here's the data terminal. Clicking on that, you learn that the cult is devoted to the will of Exarch Kun, a long-deceased Sith Lord and based on Yavin 4. So we gotta go back to Professor Wagglehorn on Corellia. Let's go. I understand why, Sanction AFK is a thing. Totally get it. I probably wouldn't have gotten as far in the game if I didn't do a little bit of Sanctioned AFKing, but the more I play the game, the more I, just hate the concept. Games shouldn't be treated like a job, man. Unless it's your job to make the game and support the game. Playing the game shouldn't be a job unless, you're QA or whatever. But it's just so, distracting trying to, follow the narrative of some of these quests, which, granted, in this case, I don't really think the plot for any of these quests are strong. They're just basically loose premises to justify slash contextualize what it is you're doing and why. They're not terribly compelling narratives. Not that, Galaxies has a lot of those or anything. But, even when we were doing Legacy, coming into the bunkers where you to see a level 90 spinning, it's just like, yeah, I... Especially after, like, going back and, like, playing Star Wars The Old Republic or other games where, like, AFKing just isn't a thing. It's just like, like, seeing another player actively playing and doing the things one thing, but this thing, like, these quest-related characters getting grinded into the dust for credits and loot is really just distracting to playing the game. Either way, we're back with Professor Cornelius Wagelhorn. The investigation team at the outpost found evidence of a mind-controlling substance in the blood of the deceased researcher, as well as some samples of the Saint stash nearby. That, along with your discovery of the cult devoted to Exar Kun, worries me. A colleague of mine, Professor Walter Emanis, has been leading a team on Yavin 4. That team is hoping to find artifacts related to Exar Kun. I fear this cannot be a coincidence. What do you wish me to do? Professor Emanis has been leading an archaeological dig on Yavin 4, as I said. Yeah, you did say that. Why'd you repeat that? They were hoping to find artifacts or relics related to Exar Kun near the Temple of Exar Kun. I fear that they may have found something far worse. Please travel to the dig site on Yavin 4 and find Professor Emanis. Alright, so we are going to go to the dig site. The thing is, like, I don't want to, like, ban all AFKing because the game's current systems kind of suck to do as intended. Not all of them, obviously, but a good number of them, right? So, like, I get why it's allowed. That's not my problem. My problem is that the game systems encourage it in the first place. So you would have to, like, heavily revamp a lot of the game's, like, systems and incentives to de-incentivize AFKing. Probably just rework how, like, loot in its entirety is handled with the game, which would be a ton of work. But I don't want to say, oh, Legends should just ban all AFKing. No, that won't solve the problem. All right, so here at the Temple of Exar Kun, which we will remember from the Rebel theme park. But as we come out here, we'll get an update once we're at the dig site that says, find a way to infiltrate the cult. We speak to the Rebel trooper over here. He says, you're looking for Professor Emanis? He leads this archaeological dig site. I used to come speak with him when my duties allowed, but recently, in the last month or two, something has changed. He refuses to see anyone, and the researchers and students all started wearing those strange robes. Something isn't right. Where can I find Professor Emanis? He is down below in the temple. They dug down and found a way into the lower levels of the Temple of Exar Kun. The professor is always down there these days. I have not been able to get to him. Only those who carry a medallion are allowed entry. A medallion? That is correct. From what you've told me, I'm guessing the markings on the medallion are related to Exar Kun. You'll need one if you wish to enter to find the Professor Emanis. We didn't tell you shit. We just asked, where's the dude? Whatever. Either way, we do need to defeat some of these cultists. So let's get on that. This is a chance drop, so we're just gonna need to keep slaying cultists until we find it. Oh, there we go. We got it. After we get it, we do have to go back to Professor Wagelhorn. So let's go back to Aurilia. Before we do that, though, does this Rebel Trooper say anything else? Just kind of curious. Nope. He just says there's some usual activity going on at this supposed dig site. Yeah, I'd say everyone dressing like this and wandering around is definitely unusual. Alright, well, no updates from him after we talked to him the one time. Back with Professor Wagelhorn, he says, travel to Aurilia and speak with my teacher. We haven't even told you anything. Travel to Aurilia and speak with my teaching assistant there. He can alter the medallion to allow you to enter the inner sanctum of the Temple of Exar Kun, where the Professor Emanis and his followers are held in sway by the spirit of Exar Kun. I shall do so. My teaching assistant can also arrange for some transport from Aurilia to the dig site on Yavin 4 whenever you are ready to confront Exar Kun and his enslaved minions, including my unfortunate friend Professor Emanis. You think the medallion would just let us in? I don't know why it's gotta go be configured, but whatever. All right, we're back in the Adventurers Guild Hall in Aurilia. Here is the University teaching student. Speak with him. He says, I've made the necessary arrangements. The medallion should allow you to enter the temple, and the Aurilia shuttle can take you to Yavin 4 whenever you need. Good luck confronting the spirit of Exarch Kun! Exclamation point. Complete. And if you bring this up, you can see that the heroic lockout for XR is now gone. Yay! Again, we're ready now. You can see that enough time has passed with the IG88 since it's closed, but it'll reset in 5 hours. No big deal. And then if we just go talk to Cav, we'll be able to go in the Tusken Army. There's nothing else to do there. So that is the Aurilia prequest series for the original 5 heroics. Again, Hoth, you don't need to do a prequest for. You just go talk to the NPC. Keep in mind, though, that you need at least 4 players to go into the instance in a group. So you shouldn't have too much of a problem accidentally going in, but keep that in mind. All right, so we're here at Theed, in front of the Theed Cantina, and you'll see that there is this woman standing outside, Lorna, in blue. We speak to her. She'll say, I've seen you pass through here, Vum, and asked around. If you are serious about making credits and advancing your skills, I may be able to help you. Are you interested? Now, this makes sense since we did do quests on Naboo, like we did the Legacy and everything, but if you just instantly knighted and then came here, this dialogue might be a little awkward. But this is the start of the Azure Cabal, which is a level like 85 to 90 quest series. I haven't done this one since live, and I don't remember it terribly well. I remember doing it, though. But I thought it'd be fun to give it a go here and see exactly what it is again. I know that it unlocks repeatable quests at the end, but let's see how it held up, huh? So I could say, let's talk more action. I'm always looking for ways to turn a fast credit. What do you need? First things first, who are you? Let's go with that one. My name is no secret. I am Lorna Skaith, founder of the Azure Cabal. And you're just standing outside in front of the cantina soliciting passerbys. I don't know how beefy your organization is, but whatever. What is the Azure Cabal? We are mercenaries that specialize in search, locate, and annihilate emissions. Annihilate. Why haven't I heard of you before? We do not advertise, yet you're out here just flagging people down? Whatever. Most of our jobs come from references and repeat customers with a 99.26% mission success rate. We maintain a waiting list of interested clients. So why should I join you and not one of the other mercenary groups? If you are serious about your career and earn your membership, you will not have to scrounge jobs as often as you have been, aka those are the repeatable quests that we'll get at the end. Our members spend their days earning credits or spending them, not wandering around cities begging for jobs. So then we can say, sure or no. Let's go with sure. I've heard enough. How do I join? You must prove yourself capable, persistent, and adaptable. Where are my Oxford commas, man? My associates will test your abilities and endorse you if you succeed. I don't work for free, ever. Nor should you. Hey, nice. Someone who agrees. You will be paid for your services rendered during the assessment process. Now, are you interested in wasting my time? Yeah, what do you need done? I trust very few. There are 4 beings whose opinion I value. Beings. I will contact each of them and alert them that you are interested in joining the Azure Cabal. If you can convince them of your value, I will gladly add you to our rolls. Rolls spelled with 2 L's. Like a bread roll. Whatever. So we have to wait for Bromas, Progrios, Twigos, or Propties endorsements. And we have options of where to find them, which 3 of them are on Tatooine. And the one in Naboo is in Theed. Let's speak with Captain Broma first. Okay, I don't know where any of these people are. I have the walkthrough pulled up, so oh wait, never mind. It gives us the waypoint. Cool. I should just read my screen. All right, so let's go speak with Broma since we're already in Theed, you know? All right, here we are with Broma Lack. They say, Laruna says that you're interested in becoming a member of the Azure Cabal. If you can prove that you know how to get information, I'll give you my endorsement. How do I get your endorsement? Straight to business. Good. I need someone to do a little information mining for me. It might mean cracking some heads. Interested? What information are you looking for? One of our clients wants a deeper understanding of the workings of the Gungan technology. They believe that many essential secrets have been concealed and that the necessary information was lost during the Battle of Naboo. Where should I start? The only remaining mention of it in the database was of a satchel that disappeared during the Battle of Naboo. Locating the satchel may mean convincing some Gungans to cooperate. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. Excellent. Considering we beat so many revolutionary or radical Gungans, this is whatever. Where should I look? There are some devious-looking Gungans in a scout camp near the coordinates I upload. I recommend starting there. Okay. So we're gonna go to the Gungan scout camp. Feed Gungan power grab. Whoa. It's interesting that so far these you son of a bit, they're swimming, and so's in the comm. Where are you? They stopped me from under the bridge. That should be not possible. They're never, whatever, man. I don't care if I lose some Imperial standing. I think I'm already at full negative anyways. Sure am. Alright, well, let's go find these Gungans. Hilariously, on the walkthrough in the Legends wiki, the endorsements, the first one is Broma, so whoever wrote this just also assumed anybody would just start with the one in the feed. That's pretty good. Which makes sense. It's just funny. Because the order in the quest list, Broma was last. Alright, so we're here at the Gungan Scout Camp. You know, these Gungans are probably the toughest Gungans we've ever seen, level 84, so we're not going to mess around. Let's make sure to be buffed up here. I like how they are literally labeled a devious-looking Gungan, Arcana Gungan. Sure. I feel like we're profiling here, but whatever. Brahma comes back and says, good, I was right to trust you with this. Find the Kadu nesting ground and search the mounds there. Why are we doing that? The quest description is just what Broma is saying from the comm. It actually doesn't explain why we're... How did we... So did we intimidate information about the courier satchel from them? How do we know that we're searching here? Okay, well, we found a filth-encrusted pouch. And now we have to go deliver the courier satchel back to Broma. I'm just gonna ITV there. I think it might be, like, slightly faster than driving back. Yeah, Broma's right next to the furthest west shuttle port and feed, so if you ever need to get back from fast, let's go there. God, that thing smells to Endor. It was a Kadu Mount. Remember when Endor was like an obscure place that no one knew about, and we had to go find secret data to figure out the Death Star 2 was there, well, we being the Rebel Alliance in the films, but now everyone's always just slinging around Endor and whatever. Anyways, it was in a Kadu Mound. It smells like it was inside a Kadu. You've already got their filth on you. You examine it. I've got a weak stomach. So here's the filth-encrusted bag. This pouch is so smeared with Kadu filth and dirt that it's difficult to tell if there's anything in it or not. Gungan record bauble. Now that's more like it. What did you find? It looks like some sort of information storage device. Interesting. It appears to be tightly encrypted. I need you to get this thing sliced by a contact of mine named Jack Chukka. That's a name. Sounds easy enough. You think so, wouldn't you? Just remember, Jack is a lot smarter than he seems. He'll take you for everything you own, so if you don't watch him. Still, he's the best hope we have of getting this bauble decrypted. I can take care of myself. Good, come back when that bauble is decrypted. And he's just outside of Theed, so let's go hang out with him. Let's go find Jack Chukka. I don't know why, but the name Jack Chukka sounds like something that would be like on a hot sauce or barbecue sauce bottle, like Jack Chukka's fresh whiskey fried barbecue dipped sauce or something. I don't know. Not a guy who's an encryption expert. Wide-eyed wild famba. I guess this just can breathe underwater. Either way, here's Jack Chukka. He's a Gungan, okay. If Broma lack thinking you's trusted, I give Yusa a chance. I get things done, if that's what you mean. That's good, but like Boss Nass is saying, nothing costs nothing. Cut to the deal, Jack. What's your help gonna cost me? You's helping me then? Yes, now let's get on with it. Misa taking Longview, like Bombad Boss Nass. You's making lots of credits working for Broma. You's cutting me in, and Issa help you out. If you's not wanting to share, Issa let you take some jobs off me's hands. So how we doing business? You rather give 1,500 or doing things? We could do, I have more time than credits. Tell me what you need done. Not a chance. I'll pay my half no more. Or I'll pay your price. For everyone's edification, we'll take the quest. Means you got 3 things need doing. Then I help you decode Bobble. You wanting this? Man, 1,500 credits is so low. It's such a tempting thing to do, but screw it. Yeah. Then when you've done these 3 tasks, come back and I's decode that Bobble. All right, so for whatever, if you don't want to pay him for whatever reason, we have to do what? Jack is feeling hemmed in by hostile elements and wants you to map out the best escape route. Should one be needed. Some of the plants near Thea give tasty nectar this time of year. Jack wants at least 4 jugs of it. They grow all over the shoreline south of Jack. Okay. And the nesting could do atop the hill, make too much noise for Jack to conduct business. Thin the herd by at least 5. Okay, well, let's take out the Kadoo since we're right next to him. So here are the nesting Kadoo. With another clickable mound for some reason. There are like... Where the hell? Defeat 5 nesting Kadoo. Why are there only 4? We're back to this again. There's fewer targets than the quest stipulates. Alright, well, let's go do the other things. We'll get the last Kadoo later, I guess. Stupid. Alright, let's map out his escape route as we look. Well, I guess the fruit are in the opposite direction. So I guess let's map out his escape route. Okay, I don't know why we did the furthest one and whatever. I'm not gonna question it. I like there's like 2 or 3 Kadoo mounds and there's only 4 Kadoos. By the way, I'd highly suggest us giving him the 1,500 credits. That is nothing. But, again, we're doing this just to see what he has us do. Also, this quest is very awkward when there are player houses in the way. Oh, here's some of the plants we need, though. Oh, this Famba wants some. Alright, well, here's a rotting sapflower. I guess we need the healthy ones? I don't even know why they stuck the rotting ones here. Find nothing of interest. What do you mean I find nothing of interest? There's a chance not to find it off of the gear. That's... Oh, that's cruel, dude. I guess we'll just search this shoreline. So again, we can't use the rotting ones. Do the rotting ones cycle with like the healthy ones? Why are there even the rotting ones even here? Wow. All right, now we just need to defeat one more Kadu, so let's hope that they have respawned. Okay, there seems to be a lot of flowers along the shoreline, or at least enough, or at least I had good enough luck where I don't have to fight too many more, or click too many more. And it seems that the Kadus don't have the longest respawn, so we can get our 5th now. Speaking with Jack, he says, "No joking, you's a good partner." Wonderful. Now will you help me decrypt the record bauble? As soon as you said bringing me the thingy, Isa needing to read it. Don't tell me you lost it. So here Isa was having some munchin. All of a sudden, a big nasty's coming up the hill from the Rivawada. Misa no fighting. Isa throwing what Isa holding. They's from the forest east. Misa think Drenik got him a bunker there, and he no liking me much. And you threw the translator at them. Yes, use a smarty. It's hitting one and breaking up. They's picking up the pieces and telling Misa to find Misa own busy. Yusa getting that translator back and Wisa reading the bauble together. Fine. Bye. It does really pain me to... Anyways, we gotta go to the Drenik bunker, which is... Damn. All the way outside Corinne, huh? Alright, well, here we go. So, retrieve all translator pieces. Ruffians known as the Drenik stole Jack Chukka's translator unit after breaking it into pieces. They are usually found in a bunker on Naboo. One of the translator pieces was taken by Drenik hunters. Jack believes they patrol the area around the bunker in a heavily wooded area. One of the translator pieces was taken by Drenik guardians. Jack believes they defend the Drenik's bunker and are usually found inside. Okay. Alright, well, here we are at the Drenik bunker. Yeah, I guess for speed, we'll pop some power-ups. Alright, let's take out the hunters first. So all the hunters are outside of the base, so I definitely don't want to go in, and it looks like even in the front of the base are just guardians. Alright, there we go. We found the first piece off that hunter. So let's go bop some guardians. Okay, we gotta go back to Jack. So we don't even need to go in the base. I'm gonna look in the base. Just out of curiosity. Because apparently they felt necessary to populate a whole base with these guys. Is there anything in here other than just a bunch of these hunters? Nope. Oh, there's the boss. Which is Dren himself. We're just gonna ignore him. We don't need to beat him up, so we're not gonna. Back with Jack Chukka. Yusa finding it. How now about that bauble. Righty, here Yusa go. Now tell Broma how helping Isa was. Okay, we gotta go back to Broma for the decryption. But we're back with Broma. We give 200 Azure Cabal faction and 12,100 credits. Broma says, well done. I see here that you managed to get Jack to come through after all. You will make a fine addition to the Azure Cabal. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. I will relay my endorsement to Loruna immediately. So that does mean I'm in the Azure Cabal now. I can direct you to the other members of Loruna's inner circle. I guess you could ask about them? Where's Progrina? Progrina is on Wayfar. I'll just tell you exactly where they are. Twigo's in Entha. And Propti Zaroon is in Espa. We have other Dextrins. I look forward to working with you again. Okay, so we have finished with Broma and got his endorsement. So let's go and get some other ones. Let's go to, let's start with Moth Entha, shall we? So let's head over that way. Okay, so we're here in Mos Entha. We're going to speak to Twigo, who appears to be right in front of the starport, so that's a convenient spot. Speaking with them, though, they say Loruna sent you. Someday she's going to trust the wrong person. She said you would have something for me to do. She's the boss, though. That what the Azure Cabal needs with someone like you, I can't understand. As you said, she's the boss. I'll test you, but understand this. I've known her for years, and I take her safety very seriously. Why? Do you think I'm a threat? I'm a hunter. I know a predator when I see one, and as of now, I have no reason to trust you and every reason to gladly watch you die. Oh, a little harsh, but all right. Well, give me a chance to prove myself. All I can do is give you a chance to prove your skills. Only time. And a heap of successful service to the Cabal will prove your worth. Fine, what's my first task? You're going to bring me the heart of a dominant bantha bull. To identify the bull, you must get a hold of a musk gland from a smaller beast. By rubbing the hormones on yourself, you'll smell like a challenger. Trust me, the dominant bull will find you soon enough. Easy. You think so, do you? Yeah, I kind of wowed the pants off of every Rhodian on Kashyyyk. So yes, I do. So we gotta acquire a bantha musk gland. Any type of bantha you can find and await further notice. Let's just see if there's any outside the city. Worst case scenario, we just get a mission terminal mission for banthas. But if there's like a bantha like right here, no, maybe. Oh, there we go. Wait, solid. Maybe we get super lucky. Yep. Yeah, it's just a chance drop. If there's no more bantha around here, we're just gonna have to maybe go grab a mission terminal. Yeah. Alright, well. It was worth an attempt. I'm sure there's some fixed locations I could also go to get banthas. They're not hard, but whatever, man. I love all the Imperial NPCs when they're like, halt, identify yourself, and I just ignore them and keep going, and they don't do anything. Suckers. Alright, we're at a bull bantha later that I grabbed from a mission terminal Mos Entha, because I was like, yeah, we're just not going to look for these, so let's just give these a go. Looks like one of my AoEs just barely tagged the layer, but that's okay because we need to kill that third one anyways. Yeehaw! And I'm not going to finish this. Yay! We'll abandon that. Either way, we get contacted by him, and he says, getting the gland is easy, and so is this next part. Now you have to make it into a tool for the hunt. Rub the gland on the rotting dune bramble and wait. Heh weirdo. Either way, he's having us go outside Bespin, so let's go there. It's interesting how two of these quests involve us getting extremely smelly. So far, Broma had us do it digging through the Kadu nests, or Kadu mounds, and now we're rubbing bantha hormones on ourselves. So let's see if we can get let's see if the next one also makes us get really smelly. Smear the gland on rotting bramble. There's the rampaging bantha bull. Wait for dominant bull bantha. I guess the rampaging bull bantha is not the dominant bull bantha. It's gonna move away. Slay dominant bantha. Where? Is it the rampaging one? Now that you reek of bantha musk, it's only a matter of time before a dominant bantha challenges you. Kill it and retrieve its heart. Is it you? Yeah, was it? Okay. Weird. I thought it was going to get aggro and charge us, but nope. Really? Anyways, we're contacted over the comm again. He says, killing a bantha is nothing, really. You're in a trap. Now see if you can get out. That is your true test. As I speak, Tusken raiders are closing in. If you survive, I'll endorse you. If not... well, we easily survive, so let's go back to Twigo. We are back with Twigo. You survived? Well, I guess you might be good for something other than bait. Don't expect a parade. I'll send word to Loruna. I would hunt with you. I suppose that's your highest praise. It is what it is. Don't read anything into it. Okay, well that was actually pretty easy. So let's go on to the next one. Let's go to Mos Espa next. Why not? Alright, here we are in Mos Espa on the north side of the cantina, right, which is pretty close to the starport. And here is Propti Zaroon. You can tell they're part of the Azure Cabal because they're also wearing blue. Everyone's wearing blue, except I don't think Bromo was, so I guess he's a little out of uniform. But Propti says, so you want to impress Loruna. Well, love, I don't hand out endorsements, so what can you do for me? Maybe I can help with your current assignment? Oh, I could send you to kill some things, sure, but why? I do my own dirty work and I don't really need your help. Surely there's something. There always is. I feel like the quest writer is a little self-aware. I mean, they did try that self-aware joke earlier, so. The only thing I have not been able to do for myself is find some things that were taken from me long ago. I need more information than that. A common named Hoverdale robbed me of everything I owned. I was performing for him. Like the young fool I was, I brought everything I owned with me. Family jewels, my identity chips, all of my credits, everything. If it was so long ago, I doubt there's much left. Find what you can. Anything is better than nothing. Okay. Bring back as much of my stone property as you can. Alright, so we gotta go search hideout for clues, which is north outside this Mos Espa, so let's head that way. Alright, so we're finally at the hideout, which seems to be full of Hoverdale bandits. So let's go inside and look for clues, I guess. Do I just have to slay things? Property lost a valuable purse and several other objects to a con man named Hoverdale. He is holed up in a cave and had to search his hideout for clues. Okay, well, I guess I'll just start beating guys up on the way down anyways. Oh, that's apparently what you had to do. Or I guess I just didn't go far. No. Clue found. Henchman's confession. As one of Hoverdale's minions was dispatched, he coughed out a confession. He was only able to say Property's purse, medical droid, before dying. Okay. So I guess we gotta find a medical droid, which looks like there's an NPC over here. That or somebody's farming. Oh, that one. Someone's farming. Hey, I just want everyone's opinion here. If you were hiding out in a cave that had a lethal fall, would you put your bed right up next to the edge of the lethal fall? I don't know about you all, but I don't think I would. That seems a little unnecessarily precarious. Like, when I was young especially, I rolled around in bed a lot, and I would roll out of the bed and fall onto the floor and wake up. This would be, I don't think I'd wake up if I fell out of this one. I'd have a dream that I'm falling and then never wake up again. Also, this bus case is propped up on top of trash. Good. Yeah, that dressing in this cave is a little weird. Yeah, I'll wake up dead, that's for sure. Let's see, anything in here? There's some tough guys in here. Nothing found. Okay. I do need to slay enemies. I don't know if it's these enemies specifically that I have to slay, but I just got the nothing found proc or notice here, so. Oh boy. It'd be nice if I knew what I was looking for, but I guess that's the premise of the quest, right? Like, we don't know what can be recovered at this point. So I get why, like, where to look and what we're looking for is obscured. Luckily, we are getting the prompt to tell us that we are doing something correct. So I guess I can't complain too much because narratively it makes sense. We just got called saying, you better be cautious. Oh yeah, Hoverdale's notice 0 remaining. You better be cautious. So far, you have only called some of my less intelligent followers. If you persist, I will settle accounts personally. You've been told. You were warned. So is he gonna ambush me now? Hoverdale's full attention, 0 of remaining. Okay, come get me. Oh, there he is. Oh, it was easy to coax you. You know, you still have some bodyguards alive. You didn't have to do that. So that the best you can do, and then he dies. Clue found, Hoverdale's journal. Wow, we're not even done yet. We already got revenge for her. As it appears that Hoverdale did not maintain detailed records of his thefts. Yeah, why would he? That'd be incriminating, if ever found. What? Why is that? Why is that? Whatever. However, 2 side comments in his journal, in his personal journal, mention a dancer's purse. One states, that silly dancer's purse has more hidden pockets than I imagined. I think I found everything except for her ident chips. Those might fetch a decent price. I'll look again later. The second says, I can't seem to find the dancer's purse. I last saw it around the time we got that shipment of stolen droids for disassembly. I wonder if it's down there somewhere. Okay. And I'm just going to make sure nothing's back here. It doesn't look like anything is. Some more of his bodyguards, which I don't believe we need to slay anymore. He said down there, so I'm assuming deeper in the cave somewhere. A once lovely dancer's purse. Why is it in the around the neck? Question mark. I guess that's supposed to be like around the neck of this medical droid, whatever. Oh, that's it. We retrieved the purse. Return to properties around. Was there more clues that I was supposed to find in here before finding that? Could I have just ran in here and found the purse immediately? What's even down further? Nothing? Nothing? Just set decoration? Again, I don't know what it is. I know it's hard to, like, fill the world with content, but why did you use such a massive cave if you're not going to use, like, most of it? It's just like the same, like, with Mustafar. It's like, yeah, it's cool that you made this big plant room around, but there's really no reason to visit the northwest, southeast, or far west corners of the map, like, at all, outside of clicking mining markers. So, did you just run out of time to populate the world with content, or you just not realize you didn't stick anything here? Again, did you just... You made this giant cave full of enemies, right? That are supposed to be, like... This dude said enforcers and bodyguards and whatever. And there's an entire right path that we didn't go down, right? I didn't even go this way. And it's, like, full of enemies down here. But we didn't need to go that way. We even killed the main dude before even looking through the whole place. Like, I respect, like, I guess he's not wasting my time running around the cave, but you know, it's like those bunkers we hit during, like, legacy quests and whatever. It's like, why did you use this whole bunker when I was literally just run in one room and click one thing? You should just made like a large house or something. This feels like a waste of space. I mean, I guess I like for this quest that theoretically you could just run through the cave, not find any clues, and then just find the bag. Because it seems like whatever clue we got just kept pointing us towards, like, droids and stuff. But either way, we're back with property. You were wonderful, Vum. I never thought to see that purse again. Thank you so much. I will send a message to Loruna of what you have done. The Azure Cabal needs someone like you. Does me a member of the Cabal now? Not until Loruna says so. Finish the task she has set for you and return to her on my way now. Goodbye, then. All right, so all we have left is the contact in Wayfar, so let's head down that way. Like, some people are working on Legacy, or nope, they're on level 90. Never mind, don't know what they're doing here. All right, here we are with the last contact that we have to impress. Porgrina. Okay, you located me. That's the first step. Loruna said you have a solid combat background, but I'll form my own opinions. How did you become part of the Azure Cabal? Like many of my kind, I was a warrior at heart. As a child, I trained daily to gain the skills that would make me great. No offense, but you don't look like a warrior. We'll go with that one. One day I heard combat and ran to watch. A bounty hunter lobbed a grenade filled with some sort of gas at his opponent. He missed and landed upwind of me. At least you weren't killed? I wish that I had been. Damn. The gas seared my lungs, making every breath agony. But that was long ago, and you probably want to get started. Are you ready to begin your task? What did that have to do with you being a warrior? I asked about her training, saying that you don't look like a warrior. And then she gave me a story about her being like an unfortunate casualty of a bounty hunter's hunt. What? Was it explain why she maybe doesn't look like a warrior now? Like she used to be a warrior? Whatever. Well, I could say not yet. How did you become a member of Azure Cabal? How refreshing. A candidate who's actually interested in me. I'm flattered. This sounds again like the writer like congratulating the player for like, wow, you actually want to read what I wrote. Thanks. Loruna, capital F, found me. Yeah, I read what you wrote. You wrote typos. Found me in the medical center while visiting a Cabal member who was in recovery. When she learned that I could not afford even basic track heel repairs, she offered to loan me the credits against what she termed future favors. Service of the Azure Cabal? Yes, we didn't discuss terms or duration of the service, but I would have sold my horns to be able to breathe again. Loruna is fair, and eventually, I believe, she'll waive my debt. Until then, I work for a small stipend. I can't complain. Compared to the pain of blistered lungs, this is bliss. Okay. Still has nothing to do with how you were trained to become a warrior. But interesting. Well, I'm ready to begin my assignment. One of our clients is interested in some secret communications coming into Jabba's palace. Not just random signals, but top secret files. You have a plan to do that? Of course, Loruna has given me a large number of comm interceptors. They are attached to the comm relay towers and wait for high-level encrypted signals. Then they relay them back here. And Jabba hasn't figured this out? Not so far. Each time a signal is relayed, the comm interceptor self-destructs, leaving little evidence. That's why Loruna gave me so many units, and why I must continually replace it. Sounds unnecessarily dangerous and risky, but whatever. So just plug them in? No. Once you have connected a unit, I will send a test signal that should be intercepted. You must remain nearby in order to reset the destruct sequence on the comm interceptor. If you do not do that, it will self-destruct and you'll have to start over. How many towers? Only one. Are you ready to begin? Yes. Upload complete. Report back when the comm interceptor has been successfully tested. Okay. Alright, so here we are at the tower. I'm guessing this might be another wave defense type thing, so I guess let's buff up. Sure, I'll use power-ups. Why not? Connect comm interceptor. Alright, we're contacting says good work. Stand by for encrypted test signal. Do not leave the area or you may not be able to reset the struct sequence in time. Estimated time to signal 1 minute. Alright, we gotta wait for a minute. Or until we've told it's been a minute. Again, I'm guessing we're just gonna get jumped at some point. Maybe by some Jabba thugs who've been staking this place out. Kind of strange for Jabba to put a comm tower like 2,000 meters away from his monastery, unguarded and unmonitored. Like, it seems weird. I mean, there's some tall hills near like Jabba's palace. I don't understand why he has to like stick it all the way out here, but whatever. I have uploaded the test signal. You have 2 minutes to reset the self-destruct sequence. Can I do it now? Oh, it's a channel. One of Jabba's expert mercenaries jumped us. And there he goes. All right, time. Wow, we had 2 minutes to defeat that guy. I don't know when the Azure Cabal was implemented. I'm sure I could find that out looking at a timeline, but if this was implemented during the CU era, that might make sense. But I feel like everything's pretty well scaled throughout this entire like quest series for level 85 to 90, so feels kind of like maybe it was NGE. I will say that the quest rewards have been pretty good. About 150 to 200k XP per quest with tens of thousands of credits for reward, not like 2,000. All right, we're back with Porg. She says, well done. I have just submitted my endorsement to Loruna. We got our credit payout. Thank you. I look forward to working with you once you became a full member of the Cabal. Cool. Now we can go back to Loruna on Naboo. So let's go. All right, we are back with Loruna and Theed. Speak to her. Give us 47k. Some more faction. She says, well done, Vum. It appears that you have impressed each member of my inner circle. Do you wish to become a member of the Azure Cabal? Yeah. I will begin searching for assignments that match your particular talents. I will notify you when I have found something. Let me know when you find something. I'll send a comm signal when I do. Really? Really? Is that how that works? Oh no, she just says, we talked to her again, she says, are you back? I hope you're here to work. That's actually all you need to do to gain access to the Azure Cabal, everybody. So once you make friends with everybody, you get the Enforcer missions, which it looks like there's 3 of them. Come on, let's speak with her. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm here for work. I will begin searching for assignments that match your particular talents. I will notify you when you find something. Let me know when you find something. Oh, now it says waiting for her comm, so you gotta talk to her again. Cool. It says, I have identified assignments that require someone with your talents. I will give you more information, meet in person. I don't know why they did this comm thing. Are you ready? Yes. Just meet my operative at these coordinates. You will receive more information about that time. Okay, so we have a quest to go meet with Aj, and it's an enforcement assignment. Who's on Corellia and Corvella. So it looks like there are 3 quests you can get based on the wiki. They will have you going to either Tyrina, Corvella on Corellia, or Corinna Naboo, speaking with different NPC contacts, and it looks like you can get an amount of XP credits and some more faction ranking. So I guess let's just do at least one of these to see how it goes. So we got Ha'aj, which should be in Corvella. I'm reading the rest of the wiki right now, and it seems that the latter half is just detailing kind of what happens in the repeatable quests, which there are some pretty high-level NPCs that you'll be dealing with. Let's see how difficult they still are. So here is Ha'aj. Allure must be have a high estimation of your abilities to send you for this assignment. I cannot reveal the nature of the mission until you agree to participate. I can tell you that this much. It's against the Drennics. Are you in? Yes or no? I'll take the Drennics on again. Good. I'll upload this assignment to your journal. If you have any additional requests, I will address them. Okay. So we have to go kill Drennic scouts who are outside Tyrina. Why did we come to Corvella if they are outside Tyrina? Especially since there is a quest giver in Tyrina, apparently, according to the wiki. Whatever. I'm not mad, just confused. Is AFKing in, like, Star Wars Galaxies the original version of, like, Cookie Clicker? Or, like, the mobile games that basically just play themselves, like Azure Lane? Is that the appeal? Outside of, like, the practical effect of, like, oh, I need armor or whatever. Speaking of AFK. Wow, you guys got a whole little setup here. Shit. Alright, well, I'll go inside the bases. There's 2. And the inside's being AFK'd also. I need to kill scouts, not analysts, so I'm not going to run any further down. And wow, this whole area is just being AFK'd. Okay, well, I'm gonna try and complete this. I don't even know who group leader is. I don't even know there's any room in this group because they got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they got 5 out here. They got 3 in here. 3, 4? 4 in here. And then they got... One, two, three, four, not 5, another 5 in here. Okay. We're just gonna start. I'm just gonna see if I can get an invite to someone's group and start getting credit for something. I just want to get one example of doing these. So the way the rules on AFKing is that people have to be running an invite macro, whoever's leads. So I'm just gonna try and whisper everybody. Apparently, oh, now I got one for somebody who's at the bottom of this bunker, I think. Oh my god, there's 4 in here. They're all analysts, though. I need scouts. I mean, who's in this group? These 4? Okay, well, that one... That's not gonna help me. There's some scouts in here. These are mostly not scouts. Honestly, this group might just be even full. Oh, well, there's some stuck in here. But they're stuck to the point where I can't even hit them now. Cool. Okay, well, I mean, I add invite to... This isn't even everybody in this bunker. Okay, well, it would take me a while to actually get all the scout kills. While their respawns aren't that long, I don't know, you know, where they're gonna be half the time. I just gotta get lucky, like this. Like, that one didn't count for me, but the last one did. Does it tell me what the reward is, so I can at least show that? Okay, so the rewards look to be actually nerfed from what's on the wiki. So on the wiki it said it's the same amount of Cabal points, 125. But the quest experience is 11,000, which is the same. Kind of low for a level 90 quest, but it is repeatable. And then 6,520 credits for the reward. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything unique tied to this quest line. I don't see anything on the wiki. There's not a theme park badge for this one. Let me check, I guess, other or achievements. Because, like, how much faction? We have 1,450 faction points, which, of course, it probably caps out at 5,000. So I'm just wondering if, like, there's a reason to get 5,000 faction points. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, I'm just seeing if there's anything tied to doing this. I don't think this is. I think the Azure Cabal predated the collection system. I don't think they went back and added anything related to it. Yeah. If there's a badge, there's not one foreshadowing it. There might be a badge for this, but I can't see it. So it might just be like a hidden one until you get it. Nothing on the wiki page tells me that there's a thing tied to it. So I guess the main reason was to give repeatable content for this quest line that isn't just, you know, this is like an advanced mission terminal, I guess. Well, due to the number of players AFKing this area, which, again, half of which don't seem to be running invite macros, I don't think it's worth my time or your time if I sit here trying to get all the scouts like this, because I think after we get the scouts, we're still going to need to get analysts and everything, so I think we're going to just dump this quest. Yeah. But you get the idea. I kind of wish that I could at least could have completed that without too much of a struggle, but I don't really feel like fighting all these AFK bots for quest credit. This isn't the only Azure Cabal location farm, by the way. The one outside Theed. We drove by it earlier. Not the meat lump one, but there was another one next to it. That one gets AFK'd, and I'm sure the other repeatable quest area gets AFK'd as well. So this is a common problem. If you actually wanted to do these repeatable quests for whatever reason, you're going to be fighting with AFKers. Since it seems like at least this one requires you to slay creatures, and I wouldn't be surprised if the other ones do. But that is the Azure Cabal quest line. Overall, I would probably rate it better than mission terminals, but not great. Because I guess the plot was only just, hey, want to join a mercenary faction? You gotta prove that you're not useless. It's like kind of like a mercenary club, I guess. And I guess the main point was to, again, unlock repeatable content that you use to get credits or level that isn't just doing mission terminals. So that's interesting, but it doesn't really seem like it's worth it. There might have been some unique rewards tied to it that Legends took and moved somewhere else. I'm not entirely sure, because I swore that on live it might have given you something, like some decorative items, but also could be totally wrong and misremembering where that stuff was. So yeah, I guess if you want to do the Azure Cabal questline, Laruna's here. Definitely wouldn't be something that I'd be like, yeah, 90, go do it. This was definitely just me being like, hey, I totally forgot what this was like. The writing, not the worst, but not great. I kind of thought it was strange that Captain Broma's quest line took way more than the other three, but I think that was because I did the quest for the Gungan, and maybe there was a little bit more driving involved, so that's why I felt like it took a little bit longer of time. It would have been cooler if all four of the inner circle were like working on a joint project, or like had you do like, hey, go do this thing to me, make sure you're competent. Okay, let me let you in what we're working on as a mercenary group. That's a big hire that it's taking a lot of our time, and then you work through that, and then like you complete one big quest before, you know, Loruna will give you the mercenary contracts. The fact that the only thing to do here is get approved for basically mission terminal missions, not really super ideal. But that's Azure Cabal.